Welcome back to MAPOP Sports. This is Grandy. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for checking out the video, checking out the channel. If you guys are returning, welcome back. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I was super busy. I didn't get a chance to record this weekend, but we'll jump into it. If you've been following me, you know I was at the Denver Card Show over the weekend here, mid-August, right before football season, and it was probably the most highly trafficked show I've been a part of since the big one that we did, in Denver here several months ago. So let's jump into it. So a lot of people may be wondering, how's the hobby? What's the status is there still a lot of people? Well, first and foremost, I would say about 60% of the vendors there were Pokemon, which was pretty cool to see. Obviously, I don't do Pokemon. I just don't know it as well. My neighbors were primarily like 70-80% Pokemon, but it was super cool to kind of see. I actually liked it, and the reason being because my daughter was able to kind of take a look at some of the Pokemon stuff. But on top of that, I felt like people came to my booth and my tables knowingly it was mostly Pokemon. So that was kind of cool that if people were going there for sports cards, I wouldn't say it was slim pickings, but I felt like they would come to my booth a little bit more because they're like, oh, hey, there's a sports cards one for people who are into sports cards. So that was kind of cool. I felt like it was definitely good on that end. It was consistent traffic. I feel like a lot of people are wondering, with the economy and everything, should we be worried? I'm not worried. I saw a lot of transactions happening, whether it's sports cards, Pokemon, any collectibles. There was lots of cash being transmitted. There was a lot of Venmo actions. Well, shout out to Venmo. I don't know what happened there. They were shut down for like half a day, which sucks. But anyways, I saw a lot of transactions on that end. And I think it was healthy. I really felt like it was super healthy. Once again, this show didn't have a lot of the repackers, let's go to say. There were a few, but nothing of the big repackers. I didn't see any of them. I saw some people who do a lot of mystery pack stuff, whether on Whatnot and everything. That's one thing. One thing I did notice was there's a huge increase of people purchasing inventory or buying cards up to use on their Whatnot stream. So obviously Whatnot is a growing industry, growing platform for people to do auction and sale. So I saw a tremendous increase of that because I was talking to people like, hey, they're buying multiple items from me, from my cards and everything. I was just wondering what they were doing with them, what they're collecting. They were just like, no, we're buying stuff for our mystery packs or just singles, just to sell on their Whatnot stream or to give away or chase, having chase cards, things like that. So I saw a dramatic increase of that. So that's something that, whatever show, whatever location you're going to be at, I think you're going to see an increase of that because I think Whatnot is growing. I would love to get back onto it, but I was talking to a guy on there. I was just like, it's just a lot more work than you think. It's a lot of dedicated time and work, 2, 3, 4 hour streams, entertaining the masses. On top of that, 2, 3, 4 hours of packaging, shipping. It's a lot of dedicated work, I feel like, and for my situation, it doesn't work for me in that sense. To spend a dedicated 4 hours to do a show and another 3 hours to do shipping on that, and on top of my eBay store. So very difficult for me to handle, but a lot of people are doing that. So I saw an increase, so shout out to them. I was trying to tell people, give me your links. I can tell you guys where to go check out their Whatnot stream if you guys want to go check that out. But nobody gave it to me, so I'm like, well, it's on you guys, man. It is what it is. But anyways, the biggest thing that sold, obviously, over the weekend, if you guys are wondering, August, I'm going to come back and probably watch this video. I'm going to let you know right now, football. I probably move about 70% of the things I sold, 65 to 70% was all football, and then I would say another 20% was all wax. I sold a lot of wax, and then the rest was basketball was on a downer. Wimby moved here and there, but nothing crazy. I didn't see the same amount of Victor Wembanyama moving as I did a few months ago, but it's probably because the Olympics is done, basketball season done. So I have a feeling basketball will probably pick up once, September, October picks up right before winter time, right before the season starts again. That you know how that goes. But football was king. A lot of position were the movements. I felt like quarterbacks is always going to be the quarterback, but I saw a lot of wide receivers. I saw a lot of running backs were moving decently, but primarily wide receivers. I think the hobby is focused more on the quarterbacks and wide receivers now. I think that's the biggest thing, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to look more and more into, when football season comes, is the wide receivers thing, guys. I saw everything from Justin Jefferson to DJ Moore, from the Bears to Tyreek Hill, to Garrett Wilson. I saw a lot of movement on that end. I moved a lot of his stuff. I saw Zay Flowers. A lot of those cats were moving really, really fast. So wide receivers is something that I figured it was going to move. I just wasn't, anticipating that much interest in it, which was interesting to me. So wide receivers, guys, I feel like that's definitely something I'm going to continuously look into. Expectations and guys who are proven, obviously. Those are the two ones. The one guy that I didn't think moved and surprised me was maybe due to injury was Puka Nacua. I was hoping he was going to move a little bit more. I still have a couple of his cards, but he didn't really move as much as I figured. But Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill were probably the three biggest one to move. Some CD Lamb, not as much, and Garrett Wilson, I would definitely say that those guys moved quite a bit. So wide receivers is up and coming. I think they're getting as close. I would say they're getting close to the quarterback expectations, guys. So keep an eye on that. A lot of downtowns were moving like crazy hotcakes. A lot of optic. I sold all my optic wax, so I had a lot of optic mega boxes that I was able to pick up, and they all sold like hotcakes within the first day. I think I sold probably a good like 60 to almost 70% of all of the wax that I brought there. So, which is a good thing. I was there to move, or I could have underpriced. I was talking to a couple people. I was like, was I underpriced? Was I overpriced? Or were certain people overpriced? Or, what was the case? And they were telling me like, I was priced right to move. There's a lot of people who were selling boxes probably at a 10 to 15% higher rate than what I was. And they said they were just sitting on those. So, I mean, to me, to make an extra $5 or $10 and to hold on to that or possibly not be able to sell it, or just sell it, still make some profit. Yes, I didn't maximize the $5 or $10, but I moved the stuff. So that's how I was thinking, and I did. Same thing with a lot of my slabs. I priced everything at comps or on the average of the last 5 comps. That's what I did more on this show. Was I averaged the last 5 sales comps on specific slabs, my slabs, and went with the average versus the last sold comp. I just wanted to try that out because the last sold comp, it changes on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, as you guys know. So I went with the last 5 previous sold comps and averaged it out, and I felt like that really worked. It gives you a little bit of negotiating room. And also you can tell them, hey, look, this was the last several averages. You don't have to tell them it was the last, it may even be less than the last sold comp. So you can be like, hey, it's under comps, guys. So that's kind of how I went about that. I felt like it did really well. I was hoping basketball would pick up a little bit, especially Victor. I have a lot of decent, make sure you guys check out the eBay store. Every little bit helps. But I have a lot of Victor Wembanyama on my store, and I'm gonna be listing some more stuff this week on that. Some slabs of Victor, some pretty cool ones, but didn't move as much as I thought it would. But go figure on that end. I didn't get a chance to buy too much. I only bought inventory wise what people brought to me. I obviously, as a one-man show, is really difficult, and the traffic was really good. It literally, from the opening bell to the time it closed, and they have a trade show on Saturday night. I wasn't able to go, obviously, because got family, but it was literally constant traffic. So it wasn't like I had an hour after the show, hour prior to the opening of the show, or in between. I never really had that hour to just kind of walk around if I wanted to. So buying wise, I was only able to kind of buy what people brought up to me. A lot of people brought some pretty cool stuff. So if you guys, like I said, next show is going to be in October. I probably will get a table or two for that, so make sure stay tuned on that. But if you guys are in the Denver area, I really highly recommend you guys stop by. There's a lot of good stuff, whether it's Pokemon sports card. There was a lot of good crazy high-end stuff. Like I said, there was a table out there that had like nothing but like downtowns, like probably almost $200,000 worth of downtowns. Crazy. Obviously, it's a little too high end for me. I can't afford that stuff, but it was cool to see that stuff. So make sure you guys, like I said, stop by if you guys can in October if you're in the area. I'm excited. I felt like I did really well. I think I did better in regards to number-wise this show than I did previous show, and I thought I did pretty good last show. But I think I did better on this show than previous show. I didn't do quite as good as the 3-day show, but then again, I didn't have that extra day, so I think that extra day made a big difference on that 3-day show. But there you guys go now. So other than that, if you guys are wondering how's the hobby, what's the status, in my opinion, I feel like it's still in good standing. I still see a lot of transaction. I still see a lot of people who are still collecting, a lot of PCs, a lot of people stopping by, finding some specific cards that I had. They're like, holy crap, that's a really cool card. Gotta have that. That's gonna go into my PC, never selling it again. So that's kind of cool to talk to those people. I feel like those are the ones that keep the hobby going and rolling on that. So other than that, try not to make this so long. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, I always tell you guys, I still appreciate you guys checking out the video and everything. Like I said, don't forget, check out the eBay store. Every little bit helps. Feel free to make an offer. I'm back listing all week, so I'll be shipping everything next day once again. And then other than that, man, till next time, have a good one, guys. Okay, my daughter says, go Caitlin Clark. Hey, Indiana Fever, they're on like a 2 or 3 game winning streak, guys. So make sure you guys check out Caitlin Clark.